Now then.
Formidable lineup, yeah, so this dungeon is kind of a combination of stealth and boss rush. I said before that, like, none of the dungeons are like the Regolith Grand Cathedral. This one is very much not like the Regolith Grand Cathedral.
Yes.
All of these fights have a turn limit. You need to defeat them extremely quickly, so we need to take precautions.
We have to prepare first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stroller's kind of warning you, you might want to do quests before this, because the gatekeeper to this arc is not so much your resource management and going through a dungeon, but whether or not you can defeat several mini-bosses in a row in a turn limit. I mean in a row in the sense of like in one dungeon, not in a row, like literally one after the other, yeah. You want to keep your battles short within a certain number of turns. All the officers are quite strong, but will kind of be tactical. Gather information about them in town and utilize requests to strengthen your abilities.
Then...
And yeah, this is where the informant comes in clutch. Because we're gonna need to pay him to find out the weaknesses and tactics of those people, and I've been alluding to one of them for a very, very long time.
Let's focus.
So yeah, we have 20 days to do this deadline. Because of storms and inclement weather condition, meteorites in the warship harbor to infiltrate, and it's divided into 4 areas: crew quarters, starboard, port, and bridge. You'll need to obtain a special key from the person in charge of the bridge. Don't forget, you'll need to get access to Lisa's quarters by the day of the soiree. Lisa's Gauntlet Runner, and let us begin! Though before we do anything else...
Alright then. Where to?
I am immediately going to go back to Grand Trad and report to that stupid noble.
What?
Yes, I know that you're going to say it's terribly unfair that I took a while to give you this necklace, but the reason was I don't like you. Well, actually, the real reason was the Matera deadline happened and we had to be somewhere else to, you know, turn in one of your leaders in the church to be like, anyway, yeah. But it turns out that this guy might be having a bit of a change of heart.
Really?
Thank you very much indeed.
Well, that was a very quick turnaround. But at least we get some things and some courage.
Alright.
Is that gonna I don't think it's gonna take us to rank 3. Nope. Yeah, so no Brigida yet.
And I'm off.
And I'm off. Well, please don't be racist anymore, thank you and goodbye. While I'm here, I think I have another... Yeah, I have another thing I can purify. I can get small HP recovery every turn in battle with the Monk's Clogs and Blessed Water, so let's get that.
Yeah?
So we actually have quite a few people that we can spend time with now, but there are also quests all over Brilehaven. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick up
Excuse me?
as many of these as I can. So this one right here, we can actually complete right after we get it. Okay, yeah, good thing it was not you, because you would have witnessed an execution in that case.
No kidding.
This kid wanted to be our apprentice, just reminds me of that Critical Role arc with, like, Kynan and him going out to Vax and wanting to be Vax's apprentice, and the way that Vax treated him, let's just say, affected the way that arc turned out. Probably not the way that Matt Mercer expected it to go. So we need flowers. Don't do that, please. So we need to get this guy a special flower.
So... Yay!
Unfortunately, this guy won't become a follower. And this quest does have a deadline, but it is
Give it a
extremely easy to finish this one off. In fact, I was just there. But let's just go back again. And I'm sorry to give you patronage again, because, yeah, you now sell rainbow flowers. Sorry to skip over Gallica's dialogue there. Rather valuable.
Come on.
Please tell me that I have enough to afford... Wow, only 500? I was not expecting valuable to mean that cheap. Oh yeah, we can actually warp to Matera as well, so make sure that you check all the maps here. But there are no quests in Matera right now. So let's turn this in. Also, that guy saying this bloomin' heat. Anyone who says this is heartless, that's me right now. It's gone very hot here in Australia again.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's not do this, especially considering that your friend's probably way younger than us. That's gonna look really bad.
Right? Yeah!
Oh, that was actually really nice.
Mission accomplished.
Well, that guy gave us about as much money as like, the noble did. But, yeah, more tolerance. And a boost to rank. Very, very slight, but still. Okay, well, let's hope things go well with your friend. Troubled old man. Ah, yes, this is actually not marked as a quest, but it is kind of a quest. So, he wants us to write a letter for him.
If you could... I am in your debt.
This is not one of those things where I remember reading this out of context in a guide when I first played, so seeing these answers with no context was kind of funny. Okay, it's been 3 years since you left for Grand Trad. Oh wait, 2. Things have changed quite a bit while you've been away. The dog you loved has finally become a mother. We've got 4 new members of our family. Yeah, so here's the line that's weird out of context. 4 puppies were born. Tournament's Eye, the next king. I never expected an era would come where common folk could choose. Beautiful girls among the candidates. Yeah, no, let's not have the dirty old man stereotype in there. There was a boy younger than you among the candidates, and apparently he's an elder. Yeah, so one candidate was young is the correct option here. Huh. Okay, that's nice.
My savior.
So, you get paid more based on how well you do with this. It's really just for money, but it's kind of nice we have this sort of unmarked side quest that adds a little bit more to the world. Speaking of which, there is another one of these unmarked side quests. And it's at the Arena Front Wharf, but before that, we may as well talk to this guy.
That's how it's gonna be, is it?
Ah, it's you. Okay, yeah, the Teeth Man. Started seeing tooth monsters. And also, you have a toothache at the same time. That's a lot of money. Also, wow. Nope, sorry. It's really funny that people are like, oh, who are you again? Oh, right, you're the one who got that Sanctoress executed. The Pride of Inundo, the toothbrush of Hygienia. And yeah, this quest also has a deadline. And this one's important because the reward for this request is actually a gold beetle. It's one of the few missable gold beetles in the game. Also unlocks the road to Inundo on our map.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed, Gallica. Ooh.
Let's give it a shot.
We'll be going there on the way to other requests, though. Okay, there's another quest waiting for us at the Arena Front Wharf. But first, I need to find somebody called Man in Pain.
All right, then.
Was that?
Yeah, there we go. No, that man is dead. This is the Man in Pain. I hope that I have medicinal herbs? Oh, I actually don't.
All right, then.
Oh, okay, no, I know where I can get them. At this shady place that only serves medicinal herbs. Turns out I actually need one.
Hey.
There is a secret to that store, but we don't really need to know about that now.
Let's go.
Sorry, man in pain. I just didn't happen to be carrying more of the lowest level of healing item.
Hey.
I mean, at least you're not dead like the other guy that we saw who was in the Colosseum.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, that sucks. I mean, he has a tail, so he's a parapus. That, I guess, kind of makes sense. And we have tail bait. Tail bait is the best type of fishing bait in the game. Really, really, really important, and it's good to grab that now. Also, hi, Godot.
Fools.
Interesting. Yeah, they have been costly, and that's been to our gain, but hi there.
What is it?
Brewer. Okay, we aren't old enough to buy alcohol in this setting, because, yeah, they're going by the Japanese drinking age, most likely. The Miraculous Mead.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people here are offering to support our campaign, which is nice. We didn't really get that support in many other cities. The Chalice of Legends. Everyone who ever owned that cup died on... Okay, no, I'm sure that's because they picked the wrong cup. You're supposed to pick the cup of the carpenter. I had to make that reference, I'm sorry. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. An interesting take on Unstoppable Force meets Immovable Object.
Let's give it a shot.
And this right here is basically part of a different request, actually. The ghost of its last owner refused to let out of his grasp. Yeah. We actually have to go to a recruitment center and find the bounty for that.
Hail, warriors.
Okay, right. Can't actually fight in the arena yet.
Let's go.
But we do have somebody with a quest for us right in front of the Night Prowler. There you are.
Greetings.
Overfamiliar man. Oh, you're the founder of the Night Prowler? Okay, then you look pretty mundane. Negotiation for a deed. Yeah, well that sucks. I'm no negotiator. Well, that's not a good thing to say if you're aiming to become king. Ah. Ishkia fellow, positively driven with disdain for us common folks. Oh, right, I think I know what quest this is. Deeds and diversions. So, this right here, we actually can't do this yet. What we need to solve this request is actually more experience and more stories to tell. Once you've been to a particular dungeon, then you have the right answer to tell this guy. Now, it's very important that you go to the Angler's Inn Square, not just because of the exhausted woman here, but for one other reason. Who starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Oh, what a pity.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, we have some experience with monster-infested forests. The Dragon Thistle Berry. And once again, we need to go to informants.
Let's give it a shot.
So, yeah, this one is another one of these dungeon quests. And we've got access to where to get there. We also have a rival gauntlet runner here, here, and here. And another uncharted place here.
Well met, eh?
But as I said, the real reason why you want to come here is talk to Julian. which is normally very ill-advised, but if you talk to Julian at this point...
Well, well.
This guy will give us this book, whether we like it or not, The Magical Future. This is the only way to get this book. If you're going for the all books achievement, this is by far the most common way people miss getting it. Because after a certain point in the story, you won't be able to get this. So, I have a... Oh, okay, it's not actually a stroll, it's a quest. Craftsman, hi there. You take monster horns and engrave them, transform them into beautiful ornaments. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
If only there was a horn that was tough enough to withstand your technique. Gallica, you have just signed us up to fight a very, very scary thing. Yep. Within the Phorcassian Tower, there is a giant called Orgus. But the tower's infested with monsters. Okay, then. Yes, I guess I'll do it. And yes, I know it's the Forsaken Tower, but I used to call the Forsaken Fortress in Wind Waker the Phorcassian Fortress, so that's how I like to pronounce that as a joke. I don't know, just Phorcassian Fortress just sounded really ominous to me as a kid.
Please?
It's better than calling Quagsire Quagglesphere, okay?
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, also, Superior Scrimshaw, that's such a funny name for a quest.
See there.
So... we have quite a few things on our agenda, but we also need to go ahead and check the recruitment center for bounties. Yeah, we're still not anywhere near Katharina, even though we've fought quite a few side quest monsters. Yeah, so there's our bond bonus coming in clutch. So yeah, Fatalich, Lamentable Dead.
This is what I've got.
Taking up residence in a cemetery near Brilehaven. Undead Paradise, huh? Well, I mean, that's nothing like we haven't really encountered so far. Like, this one seems, I don't know, of all of the quests in this region, this one's a little boring in my opinion, because we've kind of already fought liches in a crypt before, but still. Maybe that's more evidence that this place might actually be, that the Royal Mausoleum might have actually been originally part of the Grand Cathedral dungeon, but it got split off into a side quest for time reasons. But yes, the Tomb of Lament. And once again, we have to speak to an informant. I don't want to make fun of that because I've forgotten informant several times. This thing's worth quite a lot for a bounty. Yeah, really big bounty boost. And yes, that's our excuse to go to buy the toothbrush. And this is what I really like about the Brilehaven arc. So we started out with Grand Trab, we had basically no requests outside the city except this one. So like no real paths. Then in Martira, we had a whole lot of potential dungeons to go to outside the city. And now in Brilehaven, we don't just have dungeons to go to outside the city, but we now have multiple paths that we can take to get there. For example, we can choose to take a 3-day journey to get the Tomb of Lament, making a stopover in the Gracia Forest at the same time. Or we can go there via Inundo instead and get the toothbrush. But we need to pass through both these places to complete all the quests. And that's not even taking us anywhere close to either of these gauntlet runners.
Got it.
So this is how you get the Chalice versus the Brew quest as well. So firstly, let's head on over to the Greatest Catch Tavern, because our greatest catch is going to be some info from the Informant. Hi there, Informant. So this guy has quite a few pieces of info for us. A lot of things regarding Bridge Juna Devotee, oh no. A lot of things regarding Luis and the Caradrius, but we'll go into those later. We also have the Avian of Gracia Forest, the Ghost of the Tomb of Lament. But the Fiend of the Forsaken Tower is the one that we actually need to buy, although I may as well get these as well.
Cheers.
Butcher sells marble, bluefin tuna, and briny salts. We already have a lot of mellow milk. Oh, interesting. Well, that's scary. Maybe Hulkenberg would like it. And let's learn more about the village trading here. Yeah, Inundo. Rusty weapons and armor. So yeah, random appraisals. You might get luck out and get something good. They also sell Hell's Boiling Bath Bomb. Yeah, let's not do that right now. But the main thing you want to buy here is Fiend at the Forsaken Tower.
Want in on this?
Because not only does this give you information for fighting that Fiend, it is also the only way to get the Forsaken Tower marked on your map. Yeah, that's past the Gauntlet Runners, and all the way up there. And there are once again 2 ways to get there. We've actually got a choice of 2 different rival Gauntlet Runners to fight, and at this point, I might actually check the guidebook because I really want to show fighting all of these candidates. And we're forced to fight Katharina on the way to the Forsaken Tower, and that's going to be our last Katharina fight rank. Yes, the giant called the August. Stores up power. Yep, basically a charge. If you remove its buff before its next attack, the rampage won't be so bad, so Descartes is nice. It's weak against dark magic. Well, that's very rare, but I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, listen.
Just incredulous.
The incredulous man's come back. Also, almost sober man.
I'm just incredulous. All right then.
Hey, listen.
Actually, what does the proprietress of this tavern have to say? Sit at it here. Yes, I know it's fish, but what kind of fish? No, she has the bottomless stomach skill from The World Ends With You, that's fine. Yeah, so Forgiveness Day is the reason why I'm not going to be in a rush to go out and explore all these dungeons yet, because you need to be in town on Forgiveness Day or you'll miss a memorandum entry.
Huh?
Also, gambling. Yeah, that is true. I mean, granted, the drunkards are all going to vote for,
Hey, listen.
Loveless, but still. So now that I've done all that, let's talk about my plans. So, there are several nighttime debates that are coming up, and I want to hit all of them as soon as possible. So for that, I'm not going to be able to leave the city and do quests for a little while. But that does mean that I can work on some Bond ranks, and as much as I would really like to rank up Maria or Barden, here's the thing. I want to do Heismay's rank 3 because that's going to shift him back to nighttime, and that will give me more options at night. I really need to get this rank out of the way. So let's go ahead and do this. This is the only rank of Heismay's that is a daytime one.
My thanks. Huh.
You know, that actually does look a lot like the actual Regolith Grand Cathedral Cemetery. I almost wonder if it's a repurposed location. Yeah, this does look like a very conventional graveyard. It almost, yeah, feels like your son would be out of place here.
That means
My thanks. My apologies.
This does fit in with the word for Ujif coming from a Japanese word for indecisiveness.
No.
well then.
I mean, you know, being surrounded by animals is not a bad resting place. Yeah, that is true. We don't want this dug up.
We shouldn't.
Got it.
My thanks.
There are a lot of dialogue options in these ranks.
The truth is,
Yeah, this honestly does hit me kind of hard as somebody who overthinks and mulls over decisions a lot.
But
Yeah, true. Sometimes, yeah, it is easy to just condemn things that other people are doing, and then when you get put in that situation, it's like, oh, actually, I understand where they're coming from.
even
Yeah,
so,
there are people who take years to fully process grief.
No, no.
listen. Then
Yeah, we are really going all over the place for this rank. Very busy day for Will and Heisme.
Everything okay?
no. My son.
Everything okay?
Yes. My apologies. But not so.
Either of these is the same. Also, I just realized I actually picked the less good option for that other one. You're supposed to say I know it's difficult.
What's that about?
Oh,
Come on.
I'm in your debt.
He. Now, a new power.
I must come to a decision. Assassin!
I love the way Heisme says that. So, Assassin's stats actually change quite a bit from Thief. It has the same agility, but a lot more luck for more crits, more strength and magic, and its endurance penalty gets smaller. Same weaknesses though. It's also required for not just Ninja, the final form of the Thief line, but also one of the branching final forms of the Mage line, Warlock. In terms of its skill set, it relies a little bit more on offense than Thief, having Lurking Nightblade and Assassinate to deal physical dark damage. A rare weakness, but these come with useful secondary effects, an agility debuff, and a 30% chance of instant kill. You have Steel by default, so no need to inherit this from Thief. At rank 3, you get Curse Chant, a 40% chance of Hex on all enemies. Remember that Hexed enemies take triple damage from Dark, though it doesn't count as a weakness for the purpose of press turns. So you'll be dealing a lot more damage with your Assassinate and Lurking Nightblade. Assassinate in particular has fairly high power for its cost. At rank 10, you have Shadow Dwellers, another one of these same lineage party buffs. This case for evasion. Speaking of evasion, Elect Dodge gives you 50% more evasion against Elect attacks, which is this class's weakness. And at rank 20, you have the multi-hit attack Elusive Dream, which also has a chance of instant kill, and drains MP. Though at 20 MP to use, you're probably not going to make back your investment unless there are a lot of enemies on the field. Assassin only has 2 synthesis skills, but they are very impressively named. God Killer is a strong physical dark attack with a 50% chance of instant kill this time, and Phantom Tracer is a slash attack that removes the enemy's buffs. they've got to be vulnerable to slash damage for this to work, but as long as they're not immune to it, you'll still get the buff removal. So nice to have that and deal some damage at the same time. Being hexed does, I believe, raise the odds of instant death, making a good combo with Godkiller. Overall, Assassin, like in many JRPGs, is the more offensively inclined promotion of Thief.
Homeward, then.
That's a good voice clip. Because yeah, this might seem frivolous when it comes to preparing for some boss fights in Luisa's Caradrius, but that just unlocked a new archetype. The dangers of nighttime information. Yeah, so obviously we can't actually go in there at night, so as usual we only do dungeons in the daytime. But we need to head over here because we have a debate to do tonight. But yeah, like, that's one of the things that I do really like about these. I've mentioned this before, but like, every single rank up you do has a huge influence on the gameplay. Also, this, speaking of gameplay, I'll explain that after I go through this. So, the Gambling Man. This is the reason why this game has gambling themes listed on its rating in Australia.
Hang on.
So, this is actually a bet that you can't lose if you know how to make the right bet. Because if you're aware that the rankings are kind of scripted. Although I think it actually does somewhat depend on the quest that you do. But if you're doing all the quests, plus the story ranks, you are guaranteed to be in a certain ranking bracket by the end of this storyline. What rank do you think you can reach by August 13th? It will always be 20 to 11. And we're gonna wager... I don't have the full amount. Oh yeah, by pressing triangle when looking at these, you can actually see which archetypes are allowed to use certain pieces of equipment. Yeah, I've got a better version of increases ice attack strength, so I can safely sell both of those. Now we're gonna bet the full 15,000. Yeah, in 20 days, we're always gonna get a return on that investment, so yeah. But what I was saying was that...
I can do something for everyone.
I see.
And we'll also get, yeah, eloquence, imagination, and potentially some money. So I missed this debate in my first playthrough, which is why I didn't get the achievement. Because it's easy to forget about Jin, as he doesn't have a portrait.
I can do something for everyone.
Yeah, it almost seems like he's promising literally everything that anyone in the electorate could want. The question is whether he can actually do it. However, the correct response to win this one is we should help anyone.
I will help anyone.
Because the people were already suspicious of Jin, so in this case the tactic was to make the same argument, and right off of that, the fact they were always going to go against him regardless.
Do it.
Or, you know, if the two of us became comparable, they'd obviously pick us over him. So yeah, that one's interesting when it comes to debate tactics. More eloquence, more... Yeah, the eloquence boost you get out of debates gets bigger and bigger the further you go into the game. Did we just get a double rank up?
Eloquence. Why, that's...
Via copying exactly what our debate opponent was saying. Okay, then.
Time marches on.
Yeah, the rank climbs are slow at this point, but we'll get there by the gambling deadline, I assure you.
Luis's.
Yes, well, I'm actually going to be going in there relatively soon, though, because I actually feel quite confident in my skills. I hope that doesn't backfire on me, but, we'll see. I've got a freeze there with no debates coming up, so I would like to...
It's really coming down.
I would like to probably talk to Maria. Also, who we get in there? I thought so, Jin, yeah. Jin Dulls, a Nydia candidate participating in the tournament. Like other Nydia, he is skilled in flattery. That's stereotyping. Leading his campaign platform to change depending on where he goes and who... Yep, he's that kind of politician. He knows everyone he encounters can't all be in the same place at once, so he believes that things will be fine so long as he's not found out before he wins. His gauntlet runner, the King Starlight, is decorated with grinning self-portraits, which people whisper is in poor taste. We actually read Julian's yet. We don't get to debate him in this arc, so I'll read his now. Julian Castilian, an Ishkia candidate participating in the tournament, the second son of a noble family and a child prodigy who was the youngest to ever gain the seat at the former Mage Academy. Remember that for later. However, right as he made his breakthrough as the author of the innovative ideological book, The Future of Magic, and rose to fame, he expanded his platform as an animal rights advocate. His gauntlet runner, Arc to the Future 3.0, uses no animal-derived parts, but it lacks power. So my options today are Stroll, Maria, or Barden, and as much as I hate putting off Maria, I would like to get Barden's rank up too.
What?
Oh, there's some posters for us already put up in this town. Nice. Almost wonder if Barden's the one who did that. I mean, technically speaking, Joanna is kind of the one, kind of vouched for us at that exhibition, so this town's pretty much, almost part of our campaign home turf now.
Thank you.
Now, sadly, this rank up is not going to be voiced. I really hope that all future Atlas games will take after Persona 3 Reload and will fully voice every rank up, because that's always amazing.
The truth is,
Yeah, so this town's already making its steps towards having a democracy.
so
Yeah. Oh no, everyone wants to elect me mayor.
Well,
nay.
Like, to be fair, some people don't want positions of power.
Still, though.
Some are more the advisor type, you know? I mean, don't sell yourself short. You still did a lot to help the kidnapping case.
Got to say,
Yeah, either of these gives you 3 triangles of mag.
What? True.
I mean, yeah, but that's also probably not a good mindset to have when you're taking on a big leadership position, because that's going to result in overworking yourself and burning yourself out.
Myself.
But yeah, Barden's set in his path to now become the new town governor.
Don't worry your head.
So like I said, this one went in directions I really wasn't expecting. It's one I ended up liking a lot overall, but not for the reasons I thought.
I'll do anything for this town I adore.
Reduces the cost of studying Commander, yes! Because Stroll does actually need Commander. Also, he must have been talking really loudly.
Don't you worry.
Interesting that, like, Barden's first task as governor is going to be, oh, so we have a giant sandworm problem? Maybe do something about that.
Well,
Huh. So he's got a whole willpower situation going on. No, Barden, no. I'm sorry, that's not the kind of... No. Yeah, that's not a good attitude to be encouraging when you're trying to be trying to be the town governor. Not that, you know, you need to win over children to get elected, but it helps that you're likable to children. And it helps that you're not known as the guy who scares children. So yeah, back to the Brilehaven Tavern, and, yeah, I believe for Alonso's next rank we need 3 wisdom. Which we're not quite at yet. I want to get that soon. But unfortunately, instead of working on that, we have to do another debate tonight. So, hello there, Glodell. I'm gonna very vastly enjoy this. This is my favorite debate in the entire game.
I see.
I like how Gallica's dialogue's generic too. I mean, you know, normally I get disappointed, but Glodell deserves generic dialogue.
What business do you have?
And I will say, this is one of my favorite debates in the game entirely because of my first playthrough. It was one of the only ones I actually got the right answer to on the first try. And also, I just felt this was just so satisfying. Just realized that like, the gap in his hairline there looks like a lightning bolt.
Choose me!
Yeah, the lions devouring it part is the part I'm scared about. Who should be king? A man of proven strength. In other words, true equality. So, yeah, this is what we have to say.
Hang on.
You have absolutely zero original political ideas. Yeah, exactly. I love this one. Because, like, this can happen in real life as well. Like, there are plenty of candidates who really... Like, a lot of people think that Godot and Glodell aren't realistic because they're just, like, entering the race entirely for other candidates. But people do that in real elections. There are really political parties that really exist not to win, but to push people's votes towards another main party. Or especially when it comes to Australia's,
Works for me.
preference voting system. It'll be too much to explain exactly how that works, because I presume I'm nearing the end of the video at this point. But, like, basically in Australia, it's kind of like, if the candidate that you vote for is not in the top 2, then your votes go towards your next preference, and vice versa. And sometimes the goal of some candidates who know they don't have a big enough base to win is to push their favored party higher, and that's definitely what Godot and Glodell are doing.
Time marches on.
So, we have another case of time marching on. However, today, the 25th, there is actually not a debate tonight. And that means I'm free to spend my daytime.
That reminds me.
Because, yeah, normally I would do this. Here's the thing, though. I have to stay in town because I don't want to miss Forgiveness Day. So, what can I do that spends my day and nighttime in town and is okay for me to do if there aren't any debates on tonight? This could be a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. But I think now might be a good time to infiltrate the Caradrius. Okay, so it did indeed go horribly wrong, but not for the reasons I thought. Turns out, if you do the Caradrius early, you miss the memorandum entry for Forgiveness Day. So we're not doing the Caradrius next time. Instead, we'll be doing more preparations and heading out to the side quests in this region, and we'll be doing the Caradrius later. Sorry about that, but blame the memorandum. See you all next time.